Species of rhino we have at this part of the zoo toward Elephant Passage.
No elephant?
Nope. We do have black rhinos, you're right, but this species is a greater one-horn rhino. We're doing an elephant demonstration at 2 p.m. today, in case you guys are looking forward to that as well. Anyways, these are an Asian species of rhino, and this is our female. Her name is Tensing. Tensing is 11 years old, and she's heavier than she looks. Someone take a guess how much she weighs. Yeah, what's your guess down there? What'd she say, Sarah? 2,400? Well, that's a pretty good guess. Bigger than that. Anyone else want to guess?
Okay, hi Rhino.
Yeah, how about you? Yep. 100 pounds. She's, even I'm more than 100 pounds. Tensing is 4. Okay, you go ahead.
3,200.
3,200? Oh, you're getting closer. She's about 1,000 pounds more than that. So Tensing weighs 40. That's a good guess, though. It's really hard to guess her weight. Tensing weighs 4,200 pounds, sometimes 4,300 pounds, but right around there. So that was a really good guess. So Tensing is a pretty big girl. She is a mature greater one-horn rhino. You know, another name for this species is Indian rhino. So when I was in school and I learned about the 5 rhino species, these guys were referred to as Indian rhinos. But they, besides Colorado, they live in India and Nepal. And Nepal is really, really good at protecting their rhinos. And so, kind of to give credit to the Nepalese and the country, their name was officially changed to greater one-horn rhino, but it's the same species. Tensing does have a horn. It's not super obvious, but it is there on her head. The reason her horn is kind of flat shaped like that, or wedge shaped. A lot of times people ask if we trim it, and we've never trimmed a rhino horn here. But the reason it is shaped like this is because Tensing wears it down. She rubs it on things herself. She does it, a lot of times she leaves it alone, but occasionally she does decide to rub it. And you know, rhino horns are made of keratin, which is the exact same thing that our hair and our fingernails are made out of. All horns are made of keratin, but rhino horns are a little different because there's no bony core inside the keratin sheath. So that horn that's on her head just sits on a bony plate that's which is part of her skull. So she, you know, it is hard, but when you weigh as much as she does and are as strong as she is, you can rub a horn down like she does. This species of rhino also has, do you guys see those thick folds of skin that are covering Tensing's body? This species of rhino has more armor plating than any other species. They are you know, leather armor. They're just thick skin. There's no bony plates underneath, but they're really, really thick portions of their skin. And those parts of her that are covered in those plates are her most vital parts of her body, like her chest and her neck. You see those long flaps she has hanging down from her neck? They look kind of soft, but when you touch them, they're very, very hard. And the reason for that, guys, is, like I was saying, these guys don't, you know, their horns aren't particularly long, but what they do have are 2 really, really sharp teeth. So a lot of other rhinos just have molars, you know, they're herbivores. Tensing is an herbivore. And so you would think she doesn't need sharp teeth, but these guys have 2 really sharp incisors on their bottom jaw, and they point up, but they also point forward. And when this species of rhino finds another rhino, they love to chase each other around and try to bite each other with those teeth. And they run with their mouths open, and they know that they have those teeth, and that's what they use for defense against other rhinos, not so much their horn. These guys do not have any natural predators either. So, you know, say Rudy the black rhino that also calls Denver Zoo home, he has 2 long, sharp, really, really pointy horns that he could use as defense against predators, because he's an African animal. You know, there could be lions that live where he does. But these guys, you know, being as large as they are, and being from the part of the world that they're from, do not have any natural predators, so they don't need those horns. When a rhino is a calf, when they're very, very young, that's about the only time that they're vulnerable to tigers in India and Nepal, obviously. But that's the exact time that their moms are hanging out with them and protecting them. So that's good for them. Tensing does have a boyfriend, guys. His name is Bandu. So Tensing and Bandu were brought here when this exhibit opened in the hopes of making more rhinos. But Tensing, like I said, she's 11, Bandu is 10, and 10 is an immature male, and 11 is a mature female. These guys mature at different rates, which usually people love to hear. But Tensing, we have put them together a couple of times, and Bandu gets really, really excited, and he chases her, which is what he's supposed to do, and then she chases him for a while, and then that's it. And we leave them together for 24 hours with us monitoring to make sure no one gets hurt, or none of the rhinos get hurt. So we leave them together for 24 hours, which obviously includes overnight, and still nothing happens. Bandu just kind of, at some point, takes a nap, falls asleep. So anyways, because putting this species of rhino together can be so dangerous, we've kind of made the decision that we're not going to do that, and we're not going to risk either of the rhinos hurting each other or themselves until we think there's a really good chance of breeding for these guys. And that's why a lot of times when you come, or almost always when you come to the zoo, you see both the rhinos and they're separate. They are a solitary species. So Tensing likes her space 41 days out of every month and a half, and then there's one day that she likes to see Bandu, and then for the rest of the time they just kind of want their own space. So this is kind of how they prefer it. Like I said, guys, these guys are herbivores, and it can be kind of surprising sometimes that they can get as big as they are. Tensing, guys, weighs the same as a four-door Tacoma. It can be surprising they can get this big just eating plants, but plants are more nutritionally dense than sometimes we think about. So Tensing eats hay, a very, very small amount of alfalfa, which is kind of like a sweeter form of hay. And she gets some grain, and she gets a lot of produce. And that produce is mostly vegetables, leafy vegetables, but she gets a big container of that. All in all, Tensing probably eats 65, 70 pounds of food a day, maybe a little bit more. Another thing these guys get that I want to point out is their browse. So you guys see what Tensing is eating right there? Those are, one is willow, I'm not sure what the other one is, maybe mulberry. But those are plants that our horticulture team clips from around the zoo. They could be in one spot trimming a bamboo tree at one time and then a cottonwood tree the next day. But they give us those clippings because this species of rhino are both grazers, meaning they eat grass, and they're also browsers, which means they eat things like she's eating right now, branches and sticks and leaves. They even eat the bark and sometimes the wood too if it's small enough. So do you guys see that top lip that Tensing has that kind of moves around like a finger? They use that top lip to grasp branches and pull them into their mouths, and that's how they eat browse. And then the bottom lip is square, and that bottom lip is perfectly adapted to eating grass. They kind of have a little lawnmower bottom lip, and they can eat grass very, very close to the ground, kind of like cattle. But that's another kind of unique thing about this species. Guys, I want to tell you real quick before I go, I want to tell you about conservation concerns with this species. So guys, there are 3,300 or 3,300 of these guys left in the whole world. That's in zoos and in the wild, and it's really not too many. Technically, they are a threatened species because in general their population is growing, albeit very, very slowly. but it is growing. And the reason their population is so small is not so much poaching. You guys have all heard about how badly rhinos are poached in Africa for their horns, which, by the way, like I said, are just keratin and have zero medicinal value. But these guys, the threat they face is deforestation, and they lose their habitat to human, our population expanding. And the main source of that human expansion in their part of the world are palm oil plantations. Have you guys ever heard of palm oil? It's some of us have. It's a really important ingredient in a lot of products, whether they're food or cosmetics or different things we put on our bodies. They're in something like 70% of products, or it is in something like 70% of products. But a lot of times, more often than not, what happens, guys, is forests will be cleared. They'll be burned down to make way for planting palm trees, and then they'll harvest the oil. And a lot of times, if that's not done in a responsible way, it's really old, great habitat for not just these guys, but a lot of Asian animals that's cleared when they burn the forest. And obviously, being as big as they are, they need a lot of space to find enough food and raise their young. And so that's really a hardship for these guys, as well as animals like orangutans. So if you guys want, before you take off, we have cards that'll direct you to an app that the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo in Colorado Springs created. And what you can do with that app once it's downloaded to your phone is you can scan a product and it'll give you an idea whether that product is sustainably sourced palm oil or it's, I guess you could say traditionally sourced palm oil where they just kind of destroy forests. And sometimes it's very easy to make the choice between one that's made with sustainably sourced palm oil and one that's made with traditionally sourced palm oil, and that's just a really easy thing we can do to help Tenzing's cousins out there in the wild. Oh, looks like she's done. She's done eating. Guys, if you want, we'll try to shift Tenzing over that bridge after we're done talking to everyone. So that's going to be in another probably 10-15 minutes. But if you want to stick around or meet us over there, we'll see you down there. If not, thank you guys very much for sticking around and listening about Tenzing. If you guys want some of those cards, come down and see one of us. And we really appreciate you guys being here. Our animals need people like you.